I'm joined by Matt Dixon, author of The Challenger Sale and Executive Director of the Corporate Executive Board.
So, Matt, I bought your book, The Challenger Sale, love it. And Neil Rackham, who's someone that I really respect from spin selling and all the research he did with Xerox and IBM, I think it's amazing that he's written in a intro to your book, and he's called this potentially the fourth breakthrough in sales in 100 years. Why do you think that is?
If Neil were here, I think what he would say is the proliferation of information and advice out there for the average B2B customer. So by the time the average customer reaches out to a supplier, their purchase decision is almost 60% complete. And I think that's why Neil says this is the first piece of research that really deals with the fundamental differences we see in terms of how customers buy these days.
What did you find in your research? Because I think that's really what's created the buzz around your book.
What we found was across a widespread studies, researchers up to about 20,000 salespeople in our database globally, every salesperson falls into one of 5 distinct profiles. But when you cut the data by simple sales versus complex transactional sales, the same way that Neil Rackham did when he looked at, when he did his research at Xerox for spin selling back in the 70s, what we find is staggering, and that is that challengers in a complex sales environment are 54% of all the star performers, and relationship builders disappear almost entirely at only 4%. That the ability to come in and disrupt the way the customer thinks about their world, and just the way a challenger does, that's really what's necessary to sell a complex solution today. 53% of business customer loyalty is a function of the salesperson's ability to deliver insight that challenges the way the customer thinks about their world, to show up with those new ideas for saving money or making money, or to avoid the risk that may be over the horizon that the customer's not aware of. And so just knowing that, it's no surprise, therefore, that the challenger wins, because they're the ones who show up with those insights. In the words of Neil Rackham, they're delivering a sales experience that customers are worth paying for. What customers don't want is a sales experience where salespeople show up and throw up and talk about features and benefits. And surprisingly, they don't want the sales experience where the sales rep shows up and asks open-ended questions, death by interrogation, because that also delivers no value back to the customer. They want these insights